Hello and welcome to the first ever video on the Huzaifa channel. Here we will be discussing all the cricketing news and other topics surrounding the game, and hopefully very soon we will extend into football and eventually other sports as well. But currently we have two weekly videos, one playlist called Dibbly Dobblers, where we cover cricket in England, and the other playlist called Plums and Peaches, covering cricket more globally. So without further delay, let's kick off the first episode of Dibbly Dobblers by joining Hackney's finest proponent of the high elbow, Sir Archie Mullen. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you, fella?
All right, actually. Just to inform you, Archie's obviously not a sir yet. His Saturday league average isn't above 20. Is it?
I think it's about 21, 22.
Right. Well, your councillor said when he gets above 25, you'll get an AstroTurf named in your honour at Hackney Marshes. How's that
Yeah.
sound?
Well, that sounds pretty good, mate.
All right. So, Archie, do you want to tell the viewers what we have in store today?
Yeah, so I think we're going to predominantly go over the world of English cricket. First, looking at kind of our top 10 English performances of the year, our English Test Player of the Year, and then our English White Ball Player of the Year, Breakthrough Player of the Year. I've predominantly looked at kind of the county championship in that regard, and then also the biggest drop-off, again, looking at the county championship. And then finally, we're going to go on to our segment of Brits abroad and a preview to the England 2024 calendar. Have you got anything else to add, Haz?
Sounds all good to me. But just before that, we'll have a little review of 2023, which won't be very little because England play a lot of cricket every year.
Yeah.
So, do you remember what was England's first series of the year?
New Zealand.
No, there's
I
actually
guess
one before that.
was what the Pakistan series? Did that go into the new year?
No, a brand new series.
No idea.
England's ODI tour of South Africa. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, that was catastrophic, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I only lost 2-1. I'll give you a little
Yeah. Yeah, we
rundown.
got
So,
bad in one of them, though, didn't we?
yeah, England lost the three match series 2-1.
Yeah,
South Africa in late January. They lost the first two games in Bloemfontein, and then they won the final one in Kimberley.
exactly.
Right. So the first game, South Africa batted first, got just short of 300. Someone scored a ton. Guess who?
Markram?
Nah, Markram
Rassie,
didn't score runs back then. Yeah, it was Rassie.
Rassie, yeah.
And England actually started well in the chase. There was a certain Jason Roy who used to play for England back then. He
We
got a ton.
fucked off the Major League Cricket.
Yeah, he got a ton. Milan got 50. There were 146 for none.
Oh, yeah, I remember this game.
There were 222 for 5.
Yeah.
And then they lost the last 5 wickets for 49 runs.
I actually remember watching that.
It got bowled out for 275, Rabada Nortje and Sisanda Magala.
Oh, he's got pinned off, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He got man of
He's
the match
built
that
like
game.
a brick shithouse, isn't he?
He's built like a massive bloke, isn't he?
He's like the size of Raheem Cornwall, but it's not fat, it's muscle.
It could be. And he bowls a mean ball, only 90. Can hit 90.
He got dropped because he was too unfit.
Yeah.
He couldn't run like 2 miles in 12 minutes. It's not 12 minutes, like 8 minutes or whatever it is.
But then again, do you really need that as a cricketer?
No,
Probably a debate
that's
for another
the
day.
test, isn't it? That's the test that they have to do.
Yeah, that's a debate for another day. Anyways, the second game, England got 342, half centuries from Moeen Ali, Harry Brook, and an unbeaten 94 from captain Jos Buttler.
That's the good. Brook got 84, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then England actually couldn't defend 342.
I know.
Bavuma got a century.
Yeah. Well, he had a good year with it. He had a good white ball year, to be fair.
He did. And Miller sealed the chase. And in the final game,
yeah, I remember that.
England got 340 again.
This time,
Milan got a ton. Yeah, Milan got a ton, and Butler got runs again.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Well, Butler. No, to be fair, Butler is what started the year well with white ball, and then he just decided that he didn't want to play anymore and just gave up.
No, he was really good until England got on that plane to India. Everyone was all right or very good until they flew to India, and then everyone just forgot to play cricket.
Yeah, apart from Darwin Milan and Ben Stokes, and to be fair, Rashid had a decent tournament.
We'll get to that later on. I'm sure we're all looking forward to talking about England's World Cup. But in this last game, England actually did defend 340. A certain Jofra Archer got 6 for 40 in his comeback series,
Yeah, I remember.
and then he got injured again.
Yeah. No, he got injured at IPL, didn't he?
Just before, I think, or at the beginning of the IPL.
He played a few games, then got.
Yeah, and then he just
out.
disappeared. Yeah, I think it was his elbow again, wasn't it? Or was it his
Yeah.
back? I can't remember.
One of the two. I think it's his back this time. And then he also got caught playing a game of club cricket in the West Indies without telling Rob Key.
That was quite recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So the positives from that tour was obviously Brook got runs. Everyone knew he was good at that point.
Yeah, I mean that's
But-
after his. That's after like he was already averaging 65 in Test match cricket at that stage.
Yeah, like everyone knew he was good, but we just wanted to see it proven in white ball cricket, which he probably did. I mean, there wasn't really many doubts.
Yeah, I mean he hasn't quite done it in the ODI on the level he's done it at Test cricket and T20 cricket. I mean,
Yeah, of course not, but you could still tell that he was there with the
I mean,
white ball.
there's a player in there. You know, there's a white ball player in there to an extent.
There's just a serious player in there in general.
Yeah. I think England's lack of list A cricket has kind of damaged his chances of kind of taking the opportunities he's got so far in white ball cricket. I think he kind of has to develop his game around ODI cricket more than he's been able to do at this current moment in time. I think we'll see that in the next couple of years, and once he gets more list A and one day cricket under his belt, he will dominate on the similar scale that he has done in Test match cricket.
I think that's actually similar to a couple of the other boys like Pope and Crawley, who play so much Test cricket that they don't actually end up. And obviously, England doesn't have a renowned list A structure, so
Well, they used to, but it's kind of fiction in the schedule, isn't it? So the time when the Royal London One Day Cup is played is the same time as the 100 and the Test summer. So it's just you end up getting players like Noah Thane and all of the young players end up just playing ridiculous amounts of list A kind of Royal London games to an extent where the Royal London is basically becoming a second 11 fixture with like the
pretty
odd.
much, yeah.
It's basically Royal London. Especially second 11 with Dom Sibley and Rory Burns and the players who were too shit to get in the 100.
It feels more like a development tournament sort of vibe. Yeah, which isn't terrible.
And because they're also at the 100, they're playing at outgrounds. It's basically just like a second 11 fixture. I did go to that 4 last year, but
just development cricket with white ball, pretty much. Other good things from that South Africa tour, if anyone could still remember, Butler got runs as captain, which, as we found out, we can't take for granted anymore.
No, of course not.
Archer did prove that he's still very good at cricket and bowling when he's fit and on the field.
Yeah.
And the negatives were that obviously they lost the series, and every time anyone bowled above 90 mile an hour to English batters, they just tried hooking it straight in the air and got caught.
Yeah.
So for your overall rating from -5 to 5, what rating would you give it? 0
1.
being, yeah, that's exactly what I gave it. 1.
0
being.
We scored a lot of runs. We just didn't win games of cricket, and I think that's a common theme with England throughout the year in white ball cricket. There's instances of good cricket, but they don't put it together to win games of cricket on a regular basis.
I think I should just explain the rating system. So for every series, we're rating it from -5 to 5. -5 being the worst thing that could possibly happen, like rock bottom hit, like the West Indies tour a couple winters ago when I think it was Joe Root's last tour as captain.
Yeah, he battled all right.
Yeah, that would have been a -5 series, and then a +5 would be the greatest thing that could possibly happen, like the 2019 World Cup final,
or like England winning in Australia in 2011.
Yeah, that, and then obviously a 0 would be this series was pointless. We didn't gain or win anything. We might as well have just not had it.
Yeah.
And then next was the actual 2 Test series in New Zealand. Do you remember? What do you remember from this?
Great series. I'll give that. And that was an incredible series.
Yeah, that was a good series.
First Test match we won. Second Test match we lost by 1 run, I think.
Yeah, that was the.
To be fair, we should have won because they bowled a wide at Neil. Was it Wagner? Was Wagner bowling the last over? I think
it was Wagner bowling the last over.
Yeah, bowls one over Jimmy's head. They don't give it a wide, then Jimmy gets out.
So England won the first game by 267 runs at Mount Maunganui.
Yeah.
Sir and Harry Brook got 50s in both innings.
Did Root get runs that game as well?
Don't
He got
think
one.
so. If you did,
He got 150 not out in the next
no,
game.
that was the next game. I don't think he got run.
150 not out, didn't he?
That was the game where Neil Wagner set his short ball field, just kept bowling short, and then Ollie Pope, Brook, and Root just kept hooking him into the grass banks and just went miles.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite grounds of world
Mm.
cricket. To be fair,
What
that
Matt Monganu?
didn't Root got 150 not out. Brook got 180, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
That's the game after. So in the
Yeah,
first,
that's the one I meant.
yeah, the first
Yeah.
test, Broad and Anderson got wickets each, and then Tom Blundell got a ton, but England won comfortably in the end.
Yeah.
The second game was the really spicy one.
Great game.
Do you remember the first innings? What happened right at the beginning?
Someone got out very early, didn't they?
So England were, I can't remember if they're put into bat or if they chose to bat. I could imagine they're put into bat on an absolute green surface. Like you couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, I remember watching that, and I sent you a photo of it, and we were like 4 down for not many, weren't we? 28
21 for 3. It was
21 for 3
in the first morning.
3 because Brooks in at 5. Brook gets 180. Root gets 150 not out. I woke
They're
up the
both-
next morning and was like, oh.
But they were 21 for 3, and I actually stayed up to watch a bit of that. And like
I think I went to bed at like 78 for the 3 or whatever.
It was so green, I couldn't tell the difference between that and the rest of the square. I just didn't know which one the pitch was. So
yeah, I love Test cricket in New Zealand. I think it's one of the best places to bat in the world. To be fair.
why is it? Because of the grassy banks and just the way it?
Yeah, it just something scenically
love
about
it.
it. Just like seems lovely, you know. And they always somehow they always seem to be a good team. New Zealand, like
At
for
home?
some reason, but even away from home, like they have 5 million people and 20 million sheep, and yet they somehow managed to be like one of the best teams in the world with cricket being their second sport. It's just I don't know. I enjoy watching that. I thought it was a fantastic game, one of the best games, and one of the reasons we play Test cricket.
It was brilliant
because you don't get games like that on a regular basis, and only get it in T20 cricket, but really no one cares. You know,
it's
like
just
that,
better when it's over 5 days.
Exactly. Yeah, we've watched five days of just nothing.
Crazy.
Well, not nothing because it was a great Test match, but often it just when it capitulates and it's like this rising
It's kind of
thing,
the ebb and the flow and how it
Yeah,
just
it's
everything doesn't happen at one pace. It's all different.
I love Test cricket. Whereas when you go to Australia, Australia have won by 400 runs again. No one cares.
I mean, that actually didn't happen this time.
No, they won by what, 76?
Yeah, which normally would be a comfortable win, but for anyone playing in Australia, that's a close game nowadays.
That's a near win for them. I
know. That's a win for Pakistan.
Yeah, the video Shad Masood giving the chocolate to Pat Cummins made me laugh.
Too friendly nowadays, eh?
I'll give that series a 3. To be fair,
that's exactly what I gave it.
I think that was a great series.
Have you read my notes?
No, I haven't actually.
Have you got an exact 3?
Because it's a 3, innit? I would have given it a 4 if England would have won.
Do you actually remember what happened in the rest of the game?
No.
I'll fill you in. So Root actually finished not out on 150.
150 not out. Yeah, I know that.
England got 435. New Zealand got skittled. So New Zealand got skittled for 209, but then they had to follow. They obviously followed on.
Kane got runs, didn't he?
Kane got a ton, and like top four of the top 5 all got 50. So Latham, Conway, Mitchell, and Blundell all got half centuries.
Yeah, I remember the
Kane got a ton.
That was when he was just coming back from India. Not he just coming back from India. He just given up the captaincy.
No, he was. Was
that a while ago?
No, yeah, it was the one where he. I think Latham might have been captain.
Yeah. I remember because he'd just given the captaincy up. I think.
Yeah, he had.
That's because there was a big thing over that. That's why I remember it.
So the Kiwis got 483. England were chasing 258, and only one person got more than 50. Joe Root got 90.
And Joe Root stiffed Harry Brook. He's not.
Yeah, I remember
this. So I was watching it. He's gone run one down to 3rd, and Brook's just miles gone.
I had that in my negative for the series.
Yeah.
There wasn't many negatives, but I literally just had negatives for this series. The final innings collapse in Wellington, nearly getting a series win in New Zealand since 2008, and Root barbecues Brook on the final day.
Which test did Duckett got a few in one, didn't he? Was that?
He got runs in the first game.
He got 78 off the top of my head.
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
was memorable about that? What was like very memorable about that series? Just something you distinctly remember about the
I
overall.
remember, I remember this massively. It was 20 quid to go to 5 days of a test match.
20 quid.
It was 20 quid, yeah. So the
That's
whole
dirt
ground was
cheap.
just full for 5 days because people had paid 20 quid and they got to go to every single day. And I was like,
Get on that
I
flight.
was sat there with my dad going, "That's the best thing ever."
Get on flights to Christchurch, eh?
Yeah, go adopt some sheep.
So obviously the positives I had were just
Brook runs, route runs.
it wasn't just runs, it was the Bazball runs. So like
Yeah,
imagine being 21 for 3 and Harry Brook is like honestly it's one of the like, well, when we get onto our great innings, I don't want to spoil too many, but that was one of the ones I had. Just him Bazballing it everywhere.
I think I had it. I might have got rid of it.
There was a point where Daryl Mitchell came on, and he literally
I
just kept
remember
high
he
he
showed.
kept high elbow go yeah, just kept going straight back over his head for 6. I was like, "Surely he can't keep getting away with this," but he did.
He's a
And then,
beast.
like, Root
I
pulled
think
out his
for
ramp
some
and
reason
everything.
he's one of the ones who's a white ball player who's better at red ball cricket in a way, and it just doesn't seem. It shouldn't
I
work, but
don't
it
know.
does. Um, yeah,
If you remember, that wasn't even the wildest run rate in the whole tour. There was a warm-up game. Do you remember this? Well, probably not, but there was a warm-up game in Wellington, not in Wellington,
we
at Hamilton.
everyone scored 100, didn't they? Like,
No, England got 465
yeah,
all out in how many overs? They could guess.
35.
69.2. Root, listen to some of these. Root got 77 from 69.
Mm.
Brook 97 from 71. Lawrence 85 from 55.
We got if you got him in the team, he's just gonna bash it, isn't he?
They all are. Yeah. So we both gave that overall rating a 3, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
All right. The next England tour was probably less memorable. Do you remember?
Bangladesh.
It was the white ball tour of Bangladesh.
Well,
England.
the only thing I remember of that series is we lost.
We only lost the T20s.
Yeah, we lost the T20s.
Yeah,
Won the ODIs. I think we lost one ODI, didn't we?
I think so.
Um,
So England
uh,
won the ODI
and
series 2-1.
J Roy
Yeah,
turned up.
yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I remember
Milan
watching
also
that.
did.
Milan turned up. Yeah.
So there were 3 games. England won the first 2 in Dhaka and lost the final one in Chattogram.
Mm.
The first game was a low
Yeah.
scorer where David Milan got
Oh,
114
that was a
unbeaten, I
lovely
think.
knock. That was a great knock. That one.
Guess what the next highest score was in that innings? Chasing 210,
32.
26.
Close.
That was the next highest score, and David
Who
Milan got
got it?
114 not out.
Who got the 32?
Oh, I can't remember. I think it might have been one of the middle order bat. It might have been
Moeen coming in at the
oh
end.
no, I can't remember. Probably Moeen, yeah. The second ODI was the one where Jay Roy got 100, Butler got 50, England got 326, and then Bangladesh got skittled for 194. Rashid and Curran got 4 each.
They lost the last one, didn't they?
Yeah. So obviously positives from there. First Bangladesh tour since 2016.
Yeah, I was glad when we went to see we were touring Bangladesh.
I don't know why teams like I can understand why England. I mean, maybe like financial or whatever, but Bangladesh every time they play at home against literally anyone, they make it a good series. So
I think it's just because there was like weird security issues in 2016. Like I remember, like Morgan refused to go because
yeah,
he was
but
scared
since
of.
then they've hosted literally every country, Aussies, Kiwis, India, everyone, and they haven't had any issues. But oh well.
I guess it's the money problem. Just England
Do you
going
remember what
right.
happened in the T20 series now?
We lost.
What margin?
How many games was it? 3 or 5?
3,
2-1.
3-0.
Oh Jesus!
The only good thing was Rehan Ahmed made his debut, his
Yeah,
T20 debut.
it's a very immemorable
It
series.
was. Not much really happened, and the only negative was that it just showed that England can't play spin in T20s, or at
Yeah.
least in Bangladesh they couldn't.
I mean, I'm giving it a 1.
A 1, oh, that's ambitious. I'll give it a 0. Just there's no nothing
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, fair enough.
Like
Nothing
either way,
I mean, it's a good series for preparation, but
not really.
preparation didn't really do much, did it?
There
Seeing as
wasn't really much prep, and we didn't really lose much. So
it's almost like they're going, we'll tour Bangladesh because we feel like we should, just so
Yeah, it
we're
was.
looking. It's
That's
almost
exactly
like a
what I
press.
felt like.
It's like a press tour, isn't it?
That's
Going,
what it is.
oh yeah, we're touring them just so we can look like we're doing something when they're actually not doing anything.
It's one of those tours where obviously the future tours program, you do it 3 years in advance or whatever, and the time comes and you're just like, well, we kind of just have to do this tour now, right?
So it's like it's a waste for England. It's a waste for Bangladesh.
Not really. Bangladesh have
Maybe
probably
not Bangladesh.
Bangladesh won 3-0.
It's like what do England gain from it? They're playing random players, and so what?
Experience.
It was like 2 weeks after the New Zealand tour, wasn't it?
It was the day after.
The
None of
day
the
after,
players.
yeah. So none of the
Yeah.
test squad could play.
So England's next game was in June. What was it?
What beginning of the test summer? I guess Ireland.
Yeah. What was the first game of the Test summer?
Ireland.
Yeah.
I was
That
there.
was Broad. So Broad got Huzaifa in the
Rob
first
got
morning.
5. Pope got 200. Duckett got 186.
182.
We're 182. Oh,
Yeah. Root and Crawley both got 56.
yeah, but
So Ireland got 172.
and
England
then they
declared
followed
on
on, didn't they? They
524.
followed on. Tech.
No, they didn't.
Did
Ireland
England?
batted first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then Tex got 50.
In the second innings, yeah.
Yeah, he got a duck in the first innings.
Tector, do you remember Adair and McBride, Andy McBride?
Yeah, they both got runs at the end, didn't they?
They both got 80 odd.
Yeah.
Who was the one that got injured, who rolled his ankle but didn't come out to bat at the end? When one of the, I think it might have been McBride, was on like 86. I think it was like James McCollum. Do you remember?
Oh, him, he's useless. I have a soft spot for Ireland, but yeah.
That was very just felt wasn't that the one where Jack Leach got ruled out of the Ashes? I'm not sure if it was in the game or
I think so, yeah. And then didn't England score the runs in the first over?
yeah. So
I mean, I'm
chasing
giving it a 1. No,
Really?
you know what? I'm giving it a 0.
I gave it exactly a 0,
I'm giving it a 0 because I think England should play Ireland more,
but not in a
But- yeah.
situation like that.
but not in a situation like that. It should be.
No.
This is how I'd do it. You know, I'd go 3-match series, right? 1 at Lords, 1 in Ireland, then you come back to Leeds for the final game.
Leeds. Why
Yeah,
Leeds?
Or Southampton. Southampton never gets cricket. So I'd go somewhere weird like that and just play it like that because Ireland don't really gain anything from it. It's a one-off game in the middle of nowhere. Like it's a good thing for them to have in terms of, oh, we've played at Lords, we're getting Test cricket, right? But it's not substantial amount of cricket that's going to help grow their team and improve their team. It's like it's useless, really. And then England, what we're playing a team that's a country that doesn't even like cricket before playing one of the greatest teams to ever play the game. Useless.
Big praise, but do you think anything good came out of there apart from mostly Pope getting runs?
Stat
Duckett
padding.
got one.
Stat padding.
Saturday friendlies. That's what the equivalent is.
Exactly. Ollie Pope does not average 35 without that 200, and Duckett doesn't average 41. Is it 42?
I don't know. It's not that high, surely.
It is. He's got.
You know what else happened in that game?
What?
So apart from Crawley obviously going 4-4.4 to win the game, chasing 10, Josh Tongue made his debut.
He did. He got a few, didn't he?
He did. And obviously negatives. It didn't really feel like an international test match. It probably had a warm-up vibe to it, a warm-up tour match vibe.
Yeah. I think like the last time England won the Ashes is 2015, right? We had 2 good matches against New Zealand.
Before that, can't remember that long ago.
Adam Live turned up. And
did you give it a 0?
Great game. You know the one at Lords? It was the one at Lords where
Stuart, was it Ben Stokes?
Yeah, fastest ever 100.
100 of 89 or something like that.
Got a big one. I'm not sure if it was a daddy one or not.
Was that the first? I think I remember this was the first. That like I think they also had 5 ODIs, which is the first of the Morgan era, if I remember correctly.
I believe so.
They got massive 400 runs, and I was just like,
they chased 400. I think
they did at
Yeah.
Trent Bridge, was it? Can't remember.
Probably. It's so bloody small.
So we both give that a 0, right?
Yeah. I mean, I did find out Duckett averages 43.
Does he?
Yeah, it was 43.
Right, and the next England series was the small matter of the Ashes.
Good series.
That is an understatement.
Great.
So the first test, do you want to kick us off? What happened in the first ball? Nah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was similar to that. On the up,
Yeah, cover drive for 4. Pat Cummins.
smashed past deep point. Pat Cummins started with a deep point, a deep square leg, and a fine leg, or something like that. He just put everyone on the boundary from the first ball.
Yeah, and he still hit for 4.
No,
Root got
118.
100 something not out.
Yeah, Bairstow,
Bairstow got 70 odd.
78.
78.
This was his first game after his leg break.
Then we declared.
Yeah, there you go. With 1 wicket still left, but it was Jimmy.
I remember. Then Pat Cummins scored the winning runs when they won it by 2 wickets, didn't they?
Oh, wait till we get there. There's so much more that happened in that game before that.
Yeah, I know. But Khawaja got 100 and something, 150. Was
Yeah,
it?
Aussie's got 386. Carey and Head got 50s. Khawaja got 141, and then do you remember Robinson giving him a send off with the umbrella field?
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, I
It
remember
was.
that.
Imagine giving a send off to a bloke at 141.
Second England innings. Who got runs? Did Brooke got
No one got 50.
Pardon?
Three people got 40s. No one got 50. England got
Did Brooke
273.
get 40 in that innings?
Brooke 40, Root 40, Stokes 40.
I remember the Root's 40 because when Root got 40, Kevin Peterson went, "Oh, that's one of the." Looked so good. He was so in control. Then Punter goes, "Yeah, but he's out now, mate." Oh, that was a shock. But I remember that being that was all over my Instagram for a while.
Do you know how much England were chasing?
Australia.
Sorry, Aussies. Do you know how much Aussies were chasing?
My guess is about 250, 260.
They were chasing 281.
Hmm.
They were 227 for 8. Khawaja was top scorer with 65.
Yeah.
And that's when the 9th wicket 55-run partnership between Lyon and Cummins happened.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen.
They won by 2 wickets, didn't they? They did.
Yeah, I said 2. I think.
Guess who was left in the shed? Boland and.
Well,
So
it'd
it
only
was
be one.
Stark.
It'd only be if it was they won by 2 wickets. There's only one bloke left in the shed.
Yeah.
Hazelwood.
Which was Hazelwood, of course. Josh.
Boland was a night watchman. They shoved him in. I remember that. They shoved him in.
There was a certain second game at Lords. Before we get to the final day antics, we'll skim through everything that happened before that.
I was at the final day.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you one of
the morning?
Were you one of the crowd in the corner that Andrew Strauss called not traditional?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right.
Didn't they say it was too cheap? Therefore, all the plebs came in.
Well, you can't quote that, but yeah, someone along those lines. So in the first innings, Aussie's got 416, 50s from Head and Warner, and someone else got a ton.
Smith.
Yeah, Stephen. Do you remember this was the game where obviously Josh Tongue made his Ashes debut?
Yeah, he got 5 in, didn't he?
Not in this game, I don't think so.
Was it not?
No.
I thought he got a 5.
No, this was the game where Zach Crawley before the game said, "Oh, we'll win by 150."
I don't remember that.
Pope done his shoulder. England got 325 all out in their first innings. Duckett got how many short of 100?
8 or 2.
You got 2 short. You got 98. Brooke got 50.
Yeah.
Do you remember that England first innings where was it Stark or Cummins bowled Brooke a bumper with a bouncer field, and he just tried to swat it over the sight screen and hit it straight in the air, and he got absolutely grilled for it.
And then they go, "Oh, it's the Bazball way."
Yeah. This was the test of the military medium pacers. Robinson and just had Robinson bowling bumpers for 20 overs. It was awful.
Yeah.
Honestly, nothing happened.
England didn't have Australia third innings. They fell apart a little bit, didn't they?
Kind of, yeah.
What did they get?
England were chasing 370 in the end.
Yeah.
Do you know what the score was?
England.
4 wickets down for how many?
Pardon?
How many down were England?
Not many. It was like
45 for 4, chasing
45
370.
and 4. Yeah.
Do you remember that
Dennis.
start ball? The one to Pope, the one that like went.
Oh yeah. But the thing with Pope is, he always seems to get great nuts, but he always seems to play them like they're like the greatest balls ever.
So what you're trying to say is you just hope he gets bat on it and inside edges it to find leg for 2.
Exactly.
All right. Do you remember that one Cummins bolted route as well? The one that squared him up, hit the top of off.
Yeah.
What was that from?
Cummins does that a lot. Not a lot. He's done it a few times, the route, I think.
Does it
Old
to
Trafford,
everyone?
Old Trafford 2019. He
Yeah, it
got
was similar to that. So obviously Duckett got 50, and then
no, Ducky got 88, didn't he? 88?
yeah, definitely got more than 50.
Yeah, he was near 100.
That was the first innings. He'd also got 70 or 80 in the second innings.
88 in the second innings. Stokes got 155.
Perfect. And do you remember which end was it where they just kept trying to hit sixes to because that was downhill?
It was
On
the
the
end where it was toward, but I mean, it was both.
No, it was downhill. What end is downhill at Lords?
It goes like this, isn't it?
Yeah, one's called the Tavern. I can't remember what the other one's called.
You got the Compton.
No, not the Stand.
Compton Straight. Mound. And
Yeah,
Grand.
Mound and Tavern. So which one's? So he was trying to hit. He was hitting downhill.
It's the grandstand. Grandstand. Mound stand is next to the tavern stand. Then grandstand's on the other side.
Well, whatever it was called, basically Aussies just kept bowling.
You Huzaifa?
The Aussies just kept bowling outside of his arc.
Yeah, no, he just kept pumping them over there.
Yeah, until he skied one. And
Well,
around that
Smith
time,
dropped him as well. To be fair,
yeah, there was a lot of drops.
there
And
was
around
a
that time,
surfing dismissal in that game.
yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one it was.
A bloke called Alex Carey stumped Johnny Bairstow, which sounds very uneventful if you ask me. But
it's all in the past. I think too much.
Can't remember much happening there. And apparently, a guy called Stuart Broad didn't like.
That was hilarious. To be fair,
have you seen his show for? I think it was Talk Sport, where he just comes on and goes, "I think I regretted that. I said it all in the heat of the moment."
I actually haven't.
Yeah, he came on Talk Sport recently after retirement. So he spoke about his retirement and then spoke about like how obviously he was giving Carey the lot. So it's the only thing you'll be remembered for. Do you remember what he said to Cummins as he walked on the pitch?
No.
So he walked on. So as he's walking on the pitch, because it's the end of the over, Cummins is taking his mark at the other end.
Yeah.
Just about to bowl, and Broad walks past him and says, "That's disgraceful," or something like that. And Cummins went, "You're hardly an upkeep of the spirit of cricket."
Got a point. He's got a point. I mean, it's an interesting one.
It is. So what did you make of the long room booing? No, I understand the crowd booing, but the long room booing is a bit. Yeah.
I mean, they're fans. At the end of the day, we can say, yeah, it's the spirit of cricket. They're MCC members or whatever. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, they're still fans.
Yeah, but it's a bit different when you're. I think 25 yards away in the stands.
I think they can't do it without expecting a reaction. I think you can't go up and straight up boo into someone's face and not expect. Obviously, I think Kawaja and Warner, they had a bit of a tussle, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think that.
I think.
You know how players say that it's a privilege to play at Lords and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't really get everything right. I get it's the home of cricket and old people, but surely it's the people in the long room who are the privileged ones to be up close next to international cricketers.
Yeah, I agree. I think
booing them in their faces a bit.
I mean, I get why they were booing. I don't necessarily think it's just. I don't think you should boo in someone's face because at the end of the day, in the heat of the moment, it's wrong. Or they've perceived it as wrong. Best, they probably should have stayed in this crease.
Do you remember what Strauss said at the buggy thingy at the end of the test when he was with Ricky Ponting?
Strauss went off on one at the end of that test.
Yeah. So what did he say about you lot being in the crowd on a cheap day 5?
Oh, he said, oh, I believe something about the raucous behaviour or something like that was because the cheats were the tickets were made £20 rather than 125, and it was like, and something about, I think he then compared it to Leeds and what it's like at Leeds.
What it was I think it was it could be categorized as a classist comment
I think it
from Andrew
is.
Southern.
No, I think it completely is.
He's basically said that
Yeah,
because the tickets are cheap, these lower class or
I
lower
think he was basically
non-cricket
implying.
individuals.
I think he was basically implying that the nature of the crowd and then the atmosphere of the crowd was because there's a certain class who can afford £100 tickets, and there's a certain class of people who can't afford £100
Pretty
crickets.
much.
And I think, as someone who has been very high up in ECB, I think that's a very uninclusive statement to make.
Wasn't he the
And it's also like we were just saying, it's the long room, right? The long room of the crowd. They're booing as well, and they're going up and confronting
exactly?
the players.
Do you know what else came out during that test? The
Yeah.
ICEC report.
No, I don't remember that.
It was around that time the ICEC report came out, and there was this big thing about it. And then Andrew Strauss comes out with these comments, and it was all just a bit. First to forget about that. Anyway, on to happier times. Third test at Headingley.
Great
From
test.
what happened
Great
with the
test, Mark Wood.
from what happened with the selections before the game.
What do you mean?
Jimmy was dropped. Tongue was dropped.
Yeah,
and Wood came in.
yeah, and who both bowled absolutely incredible. I think Wokes finished the series with 18 wickets at an average of about similar amounts, to be fair.
What
Below
did Wood
20.
get in his first innings? Do you remember?
5 for 37?
34.
34. That
Honestly,
may be in my top 10 performances of
it
the
was
year.
the first time that I saw since Jofra Archer that Labuschagne and just like a top class batter, Labuschagne. Khawaja was the most informed test batter in the world at the time, and he was getting beaten by pure pace. That one ball where he cleaned him up, they just got absolutely nowhere near it.
And it was, I watched a clip of it the other day, and it's just, he's moving it here, he's moving it there.
He is outswing at 95 miles an hour.
I remember, do you know where I watched it, Huz?
Where?
I watched it with Lucas, Arjun, and Noah. None of these people I know in the pavilion at the top with the TV screen.
All right.
We were just sat there, and Lucas kept going, "Oh, that's not going to be out. That's not going to be out." Nope, Nick to first slip, just bowling wheels. Oh,
Johnny Burst, because you know at Headingley how the straight boundaries are like not the longest.
Burstow's keeping is meant to be.
Burst was like 3/4 of the way there, and there's one ball that went over his head, like one bounce, and it. You know the advertising boards at the back.
Yeah.
Every time the ball went past Bairstow or over Bairstow, it literally just slammed into advertising boards, and it's just like it was nuts.
One of the best bowling performances I think I've seen live, to be fair.
Oh, honestly, and that
Stokes play. I think England didn't start well in that second innings, if I'm not wrong.
That wasn't even the best part of the first innings, or maybe it was, but someone got runs.
Who got runs?
Cameron Green was dropped for Mitch Marsh.
Oh yeah, that was a gun 100, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He was like driving him on the up and like hooking 95 miles an hour.
The thing with Mitch Marsh is
he's from the Wacker. He's from Perth, so he's used to that.
Partly that. I mean, he's not the most technically great cricketer, but he has possibly the biggest set of bollocks in world cricket. Yeah,
he hits it.
He has bollocks. I'll give it that. He's got pure Australian bollocks.
Like his old man, Jeff Marsh. Anyways, you got a runnable ton, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what Aussie's got in that in the first innings then?
Oh, it's 200 plus.
263.
Yeah. Below 300, I know that. Then Stokes had another incredible innings in England's innings, didn't he? 80 odd.
Yeah. Cummins got 6 for 91. Stokes got 80.
No, Stokes got 80. But it was a good 80. He was the last man out.
That was Todd Murphy's first game in England, and he just kept getting pumped. Like, remember the last? Well, obviously, we'll remember the last Headingley innings.
To be fair, Todd Murphy is one bloke. He can't. He's a half decent bowler.
He is.
But he even sets up quite nicely as a bat.
He does. How have we got to Todd Murphy's batting? But anyway, yeah, Stokes just kept pummeling him over the sight screen and miles, like he did to Nathan Lyon in 2019. But do you know what the best hitting was in that innings? Weren't even that. Mark Wood got 24 from 8. Do you remember
I
that?
do remember that.
He came out and whacked everywhere.
Pumping sixes, yeah. That was the
Yeah,
second.
300 strike rate, and he just kept pumping.
And then he also did it in the fourth innings as well.
Yeah, he basically did. He was there for 8 balls, hit a couple of boundaries and a 6. Then he hit one
Yeah,
straight in the end,
watched
walked
that.
off.
It's hilarious. And it was actually like a really crucial 24. I think, yeah, in the context of the game.
Yeah, the Aussies got a similar score in the second innings. They got 224. Head got 77, and England were chasing 252.
Yeah, Wokes finished it off in the end, I think.
Wokes and
Brooke got a
Wood
few.
finished not out. They got
Brooke
the 2-wicket win. Yeah,
Brooke got a few, didn't he? Yeah.
you got 77.
Did Root get any? Okay,
Nah.
Root had a quiet.
Yeah, Wokes and Wood. It was basically Wokes and Wood the whole game.
Yeah, I mean Root still averaged 53 in the series, but
that's just standard for Joe Root, isn't
it? It was one of those weird ones where Root finished the series averaging 53, but somehow it seemed as if he didn't bat very well, and it's just one of those.
He did get 100 at Edgbaston, not out. Which
yeah, but that was his only 100. You know, that's why people have gone, oh, we had a bit of a quietest time, averaging 53.
Now we Manchester.
Before that, after the third test was when everyone was calling for Bairstow's head and going, Folkes is a better keeper. Folkes is a better keeper.
Was it after the third test? I thought it was after literally the first test when he dropped everything.
He dropped it, but he got runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't keep well. And people going, Folkes is a far better keeper, but there was also we could shut it up a little bit with.
And then he got stumped, obviously,
and Lord's the fact he's been got out like that, taking it off him, goes to Headingley again, doesn't keep very well, hasn't got runs, and everyone ends up going, "Yeah, you're rubbish, mate." I mean, it's common knowledge he's not as good a keeper as Folkes, but
but when you can bat like that, I guess. Yeah. So the Aussies got 317 batting first. Labuschagne and Marsh. Labuschagne and Marsh got 50. Smith and Head 40s.
Yeah.
And then England's first innings.
Zach Crawley.
What did he get?
178.
189. It was around a run of ball, I think. Just over a run of ball, it might have been.
Yeah.
Who else got runs?
To be fair, it wasn't actually that good a knock, if I remember right.
Oh, mate, it was wonderful.
You think? I watched it, and every single ball looked like he nicked it.
No, he didn't. He smashed about 4 of them straight down the ground. I can't remember.
4? He's got 189, mate.
Yeah, but Todd Murphy was bowling and he was slog sweeping him.
Oh no, he played the spin. He played Todd Murphy well.
He played really. You don't score 189 at a run of ball by playing badly.
No, I don't think he played badly, but it's not the most majestic innings I've seen. It's not the best majestic innings I've seen him play.
But he's not Ian Bell. He's like more KP-ish vibes.
Yeah.
I didn't say he's KP, not putting him in the same sentence. But
yeah. Bairstow got a few.
Bairstow was left not out on 99.
99, yeah, I remember 99 not out.
4 other people got 50s.
I'm going to say Root.
Yep. Brooke,
Stokes.
And a certain number 3.
Moeen?
Yeah. That was because Pope had been injured at Lords and Moeen was at 3.
Lords, yeah.
And then the rain came.
Yeah. Labuschagne 100.
Yeah, Labuschagne got 100. Aussies 214 for 5, and then 2 days of rain. And
England should have declared earlier, to be fair. One of those. Rain came. Yeah. Australia retained the Ashes.
But it wasn't over. It wasn't, because we went to the 5th test, and we still had a series to play for.
Yeah. 5th test, we won.
Yes. 283 in the first innings. Who got runs for England?
I should know this. I can't remember, actually.
Harold from Yorkshire.
Did he get a few again?
He got 85. Then Aussies got 295. Smith 70. And then what day was it that Broad announced his retirement?
2 or 3.
It was. I think it was like one, like literally.
And the Bales trick with Marnus Lebelskaki. Oh yeah, I remember this test. This is the Bales and new ball test match when
that was the 4th innings.
Yeah, I know. Australia were 90 for none, weren't they? And then they changed the balls and just skilled them.
They're actually more than that. So in the 3rd innings, before we get to that, England 395, 70s from Crawley and Bairstow.
Yeah.
And Duckett and Stokes got 40s, and Joe Root got 91. There you go. There's your Joe Root runs. Doesn't actually score runs, but scores runs. Is
I
what
know
you're
it's
trying
one
to
of
say.
those, isn't it? That's what I was saying. He averaged 53 in the series.
Root is one of those players where it's kind of could probably put him and Williamson in a similar kind of thing where you don't see him whack it miles. You literally look up at the scoreboard and they're on 40 already at run a ball, and they're
so busy.
so busy.
Because they're just one. You see players go. It's interesting, you know. But how many players in Test cricket, like out of the top 10 run scorers of all time, were big bashers of a ball?
That's an excellent question. What? So
it's Sachin,
Dravid,
Sachin Ponting. No. Sachin Ponting, Kalis Dravid, Lara, I think,
Kumar Sangakkara,
Chanderpaul, Sangha,
Mahela.
Mahela top 10.
I think it might have been Cook.
Cook.
Yeah,
Cook's
none of them
before
are bashers. The closest you have to a basher there is
probably
not even
Sachin.
Jacques Kallis wasn't really a basher. Just because he was big, it doesn't mean he was a basher.
Probably Sachin.
Yeah, weird.
That's my point. Like, whereas a few of those players, Chanderpaul, Cook, Dravid, just blocked the shit out of it. It's almost. I think that will change.
It definitely has already, but
it will change.
Dean Elgar's retired, so there you go. But even Dean Elgar, if Dean Elgar
was scoring a strike rate of 68 the other day when he got.
I know that's rapid.
I was sat there going, what's got into it?
We'll cover like Elgar and all that another day with Lucas, obviously, but like shortly on it, I was watching him some of his batting, and I was like, he's whipping out cover drives and all sorts.
His cover drive is not a majestic thing to watch, though. It's
no,
all
but
like
because he's left-handed, looks better. It's cheating.
And no, but his hand twists in it. So it's not. What am I to say about Test players?
So obviously, Stuart Broad announced his retirement.
Yeah.
And the last ball that he batted or hit
for 6.
Yeah, over
Last
Cal.
ball Gold took a wicket.
Yeah. So the Aussies were chasing 384. Do you know how many there were before they lost their first wicket?
It was over 100.
140. And then, so Khawaja and Warner obviously got 50s. Then Smith came in and got 50. But that was on his second life. Do you remember what happened before that?
Drop, I imagine.
Stokes. Stokes drop. Do you remember the Stokes drop?
No.
The one short 45
when
he caught it.
Celebrate.
Yeah, that one. Anyways,
that
Broad does the bail swap. They get the final 2 wickets. Series drawn 2-2.
Good series. I'll give it a 3 or 4.
So I gave the what did you give the so we gave the New Zealand series a 3, right? Yeah, I gave this a 4.
I'll give this a 4. It's not a 5 because England didn't win the Ashes.
If we'd won it would have been a 5.
But I think it's the series has got everything.
Yeah, because the positives obviously
excitement, positive
Bazball, the moral victory.
Yeah, I don't agree with the moral victory. I think it's
victory. But no, in all seriousness, it was one of the most memorable Ashes because it was.
Yeah,
it happened right in between the start and end of the football season, or the end and the start of the football season.
Yeah.
So cricket was like the main sport.
I think it's since in my lifetime at least. That's probably been that's been the Ashes series that's gripped a lot of people.
It was like packed every single game.
Yeah.
And like it was a proper bumper series because it was the most informed Test side and Bazball versus
the best team champions. And the best, in my opinion, the best team of the last decade.
And we almost also forgot to talk about Mo and Ali's comeback.
Oh yeah.
And then disappearance. And the message.
I had that. Came back, bombed 10 cover drives, bowled fairly accurately.
He bowled a few
he bowled a few rippers. Didn't he?
But that's what Mo and Ali's always done. That's why you have him there, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of Bazball bowling.
Yeah.
The negatives obviously not regaining the Ashes and reigning Manchester.
Jimmy.
The booing at Lords, the ICEC report, and that declaration at first innings Edgbaston.
I mean, I think Jimmy averaged 80 odd in the series with the ball.
Yeah, a horrible series. So we both gave that a 4. Yeah.
To watch that is just sad.
So after that, obviously, was the 100 and the Metro Bank Cup. It's the Metro Bank Cup now, right? It's not the Royal London, the One Day Cup.
Oh, is it not the Royal London? Is it? Yeah, it is.
No, it's the Metro Bank.
Yeah.
Do you know what the next series was?
New Zealand.
New Zealand ODIs and T20s in September.
Ratchet and
So
Revenge it 60 on in one game. I don't know why I remember
that's
that.
right at the end.
Stokes
So
got
obviously,
180.
yeah,
Stokes got 180. Milan
there
got.
was a T20 series before all of that actually.
Was there?
Not much happened. It was drawn 2-2. England won
Yeah,
the first
we
two
won the
games.
first two. We lost the next two.
Yeah, England won in Durham and Manchester, and New Zealand won in Birmingham and Nottingham.
Yeah.
Do you remember their first ODI at Cardiff?
Who got runs?
England lost. So
Oh, yeah.
England won the ODI series 3-1. They lost at Cardiff, then they won the next three in Southampton, and then the two games in London. First ODI, Roy was dropped/rested.
He had a back spasm.
Yeah, he was, and then he
Yeah,
never got.
was it a back spasm? Yeah, he was injured. He
Do you
got
remember who
injured.
opened with Milan?
No.
Brook.
Oh,
This
gee.
was after Brook hadn't
that
been
was
picked for
that.
the
Yeah.
preliminary squad and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
So England got 2-9-1. Milan, Stokes, Butler, and Livingston all got 50s. Mitchell, Conway, unbeaten hundreds, 8-wicket victory.
Yeah.
Second ODI in Southampton.
England won.
Rain, 34 over game.
Oh, was it a 5-match series?
It was a 4-match series.
So England did win.
Yeah. So England won the second ODI.
I don't like white ball cricket.
No, but this was the one where Livingston got 95 when England were 55.
Oh, Livingston got 95 and Curran helped him.
42.
Yeah.
They got to 226 in 34 overs, and New Zealand got skittled for 147. Willie and Topley got 3 each.
Yeah.
Third ODI at the Oval. This was a bit more memorable.
Stokes.
Milan actually got 98.
Stokes and Mala, yeah.
Milan 98. Stokes is 182, obviously. Do you know what record he broke with that 182?
Fastest?
No. Highest something.
No.
Highest score by an Englishman in ODI cricket.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you know the one before that was?
J. Roy? Is it J. Roy?
J. Roy's 180 in Melbourne.
Yeah.
2018. That series we won 5-0.
Oh, the one with this. Was that the one with the Slazenger bat?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Roy with the Slazenger bat just hits different.
And then obviously, New Zealand got skilled for 187. Wokes and Livingston got 3 each. England won by 181 runs.
Yeah.
Fourth game, Milan finally got his ton. England made 311, and New Zealand got bowled out for 211. Moeen Ali got 4 wickets.
And Ratchin batted right at the end, if I remember right.
Yeah,
he got did he get 4 for in that game?
He kept getting like 2 and 3 wickets throughout the series by just bowling long hops.
He might have got 4 in the last. I'm not sure.
What do you take from that series, positive wise? Obviously, Stokes and Milan getting runs and winning.
It was. I mean, I'm going to give it a 1.
I gave it a 2 because, like,
I'm going to give it a 1. I mean,
1/2. Yeah,
it's a good white ball series bilateral,
it is.
But it's just
no.
In 3 years' time, no one's going to look back at that.
Do you know what didn't happen that series?
Go, oh, it was gone.
No, do you know what didn't happen in that series? Root getting runs.
Did he play?
He did. He played the whole series and got no runs. Don't remember this? Where like everyone was like, "What? Joe Root doesn't play?"
Oh
ODI
yeah.
We still remember.
Oh yeah, that was just before the World Cup. So yeah.
And Jay Roy kept getting rested every single game until he eventually got dropped. With the preliminary.
Then we played against Ireland, and didn't Root choose to play in that series?
He didn't end up playing.
Yeah.
And then Harry Brook. Do you remember Harry Brook eventually did get picked?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all crazy. I gave it a 2. You gave it 1. Makes sense.
The Ireland series. What are we giving that?
Do you know what happened the first? Do you know how many completed games of cricket there was?
1
out of 3. The first game at least.
But I remember the third game. England were on track to score 700 or something.
They were 280 for 4 in the third game. After 31 overs.
Yeah.
Crawley Jackson got 50s. Duckett got 100.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in the second game actually?
England won.
Yeah, they got 334. Will Jacks got 94.
Yeah.
Phil Salt got 89. Rehan got 4 wickets. Ireland 286 all out. Do you know what else I remember from that game?
What?
Sam Hain and George Scrimshaw.
Oh yeah, didn't Hayne get a few? Hayne got.
Yeah, Hayne got 89, I think. Not Phil Salt. Got that wrong. Remember George Scrimshaw's opening spell where he kept bowling wides and no balls, and eventually he
Oh,
bowled one
he
straight
kept
ball.
bowling like 5 wides.
He got the yips on debut, and then eventually got one right and bowled it. Yeah.
I'm
Do
giving
you know
that
what actually
series.
went wrong in that third ODI? Why it got rained
No.
off?
Got rained off at
Yeah,
Bristol, wasn't it?
there was actually only 20 minutes of rain, but the storm came in so fast they couldn't put the covers on quickly enough. And the whole pitch got drenched. And for the
Yeah.
next 4 hours, it was bright sunshine. But yeah, I gave it a 0. Positives were there was just a load of debuts. And
Yeah, I'm giving it a -1.
Really? I gave it a 0 because Jack Salt and other rotation players
Yeah,
got
but I
like
don't think there's much
games.
to gain from it. Like, I just don't really know what we've gained from it.
I think, but in a normal situation, yes, but before a World Cup, probably not much to gain from it if none of the players involved are actually going to play the World Cup.
Yeah. Fair
And
enough.
Ireland weren't really the best competition, were they?
Next up, we have the World Cup.
Right, I'll try and make this as quick as possible.
I say just run through every game.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've got here.
Yeah,
The
I'm not
first
excited.
game, opening game, MT Ahmedabad Stadium, England 282, Route 77, Conway and Ravindra, unbeaten tons. England, Bangladesh, and Dharmshala. England get 364, 50s from Bairstow and Root. How much did Milan get?
Is this the one against
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh? 144?
Yeah. Bangladesh then got skittled for 224.
Yeah.
Guess who got 4 for? Topley.
Oh yeah, then he decided to break his hand.
He wasn't picked in the first game as well. Then England in Delhi against Afghanistan.
Yeah.
284. They got 284. England, I mean, Brooke got what? Brooke got a half century, and England got skilled for 215.
Brooke batted well, to be fair.
England, South Africa, and Mumbai. The real question is, NASA's toss.
Can we just like not mention this one and move on to the next one?
No, I just wanted to ask you, which toss was worse, Nasser Hussain or Joss Buttler?
That's insane.
Well, not Joss Buttler winning the toss and choosing to bowl in 42 degrees or whatever.
That's insane. That was one of the worst tosses. That's the worst toss ever.
I mean, this one, South Africa got 400. Rassie and Hendricks and Janssen got 50, and then Clarkson smacked 100 off 50 balls or whatever.
Didn't Miller chip in as well?
He actually didn't.
Did he not?
No, Janssen got the runs at the end.
Janssen, that's it, Janssen.
I think England conceded more than 100 in the last 10 overs.
Yeah, it was.
I
turned it off.
Yeah. Well, if you had turned it off, you missed out that Wood and Atkinson were the top scorers in England's innings.
Yeah.
England got bowled out.
Atkinson, I think 1 year Atkinson had a ridiculously high first class average a couple of years back.
Pretty nuts. Topley done his finger in that game, wasn't it? Was it another game?
That was when he did his finger.
Yeah. Even better for England, they went and played against Sri Lanka, another awful team in that competition, and they lost.
Stokes got a few though, didn't he?
Yeah, Sri Lanka chased 156 with 8 wickets in hand. On the bright side, the next game, England managed to limit India to only 229.
And then got bowled out for 100.
Yeah, Shami Siraj and Bumrah just ran through them. Do you remember that Stokes shot?
Oh, God.
The one that... I actually don't think it was that bad, because had he played a forward defensive, it seemed in that much it would have gone through him anyways. I think the fact he was trying to moo it to Cow made it look even worse.
Yeah, that was... Yeah. Yeah, next one.
England played the Aussies.
Yeah, lost again.
Yep. But England finally won. Guess who they beat?
Netherlands.
Yeah, England got 339. Milan Wokes got 50, and Stokes turned up.
Yeah.
And then the Dutch got skilled for 179. And the final game, which before the tournament, this was like the T20 World Cup finalist, and you're thinking this is going to be a playoff for the
Pakistan.
Yeah, so Pakistan, England, everyone thinking before the
tournament. Stokes got a few again, didn't he?
Yeah. Ended up not being a playoff for the semis. It was a playoff for the Champions Trophy, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, but you're hosting it, aren't you?
Probably are. Yeah, that is correct.
So I mean,
We've
really,
got runs.
we had to win.
Pesto finally got white ball runs.
Yeah, Stokes did right, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Pakistan got skilled for 2-2-4. I remember Atkinson bumped out Barber. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
The only positives from that was Stokes, I guess.
Yeah. Rubbish World Cup. England were crap. I'm giving it a -1. -2. Hang on, -3. What good came of it?
I gave it a -4.
-3. Actually, what is it? Hang on, -5.
A -5 is like rock bottom. So imagine Owen Morgan's World Cup.
Yeah.
This is just less.
No. I think it's as bad. We're coming in we're coming in as world champions. We lose to Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, and we're knocked out like almost as soon as you possibly could be.
Oh mate,
wait till I get
to the actual negatives.
We're gonna have to bin off every single player.
No, we don't. In the 2015 World Cup, we did have to bin off everyone. We don't have to do that here. That's why I gave it a -4, not a 5.
I think they will though. I don't see a world. I don't think they'll bin
Not
off
all
players
of
who
them.
won't play in the next World Cup.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what the average age of the World Cup squad was? It was the oldest in the tournament.
33.
31.8.
Was it that young?
Yeah, and that's because they had
Milan's old.
No, I'm talking about the squad, not the starting 11. One of the starting 11s, the average age is like 33.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah, the starting 11's 33. That's what I thought.
So the squad was 31.8. Only Brook and Atkinson were bringing it down. So other rubbish stuff in that tournament, obviously, apart from Wokes and Curran getting spanked, Wood got whacked everywhere and couldn't get any middle over wickets.
Yeah.
Was England batting too defensive or too reckless? I couldn't make up my mind half the time. It was one or the other.
They didn't commit, or they committed too much. It was just senseless.
Literally everyone was out of form.
Yeah. Apart from Stokes, who somehow managed to just he averaged, I think, 45 or something.
England's death bowling got pummeled everywhere.
Yeah. Rash bowled all right.
Yeah, but he's not a death bowler.
No.
Sky Sports had Owen Morgan on there with Rob Key and Nasser Hussain. And they basically, every time I pulled out my phone, every 34 minutes, there's like a video of them just slagging off the side. And all it was they were just going, Brook in, Brook out, Brook in, Brook out. Just couldn't decide.
Yeah.
Do you know what else happened? Not actual on the field cricket related during that World Cup.
Give me a clue. Central
contracts.
Oh yeah.
And basically, Roy was ended, but
David Willey.
He's one of our better players that tournament as well. But
he had a decent tournament.
Yeah, so that went -4. You gave it a -5. Yeah. It was shocking.
And Will Jacks didn't get a central contract.
I know, but he's probably quite happy about that because now he can just play franchise everywhere.
If they gave him one, he would have taken it.
Yeah. Strong Pretoria capital, strong England, eh? And finally, England at the Caribbean.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't thought that was quite a good series.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was quite good.
I don't think it was great. I mean, West Indies weren't in the World Cup and lost both series.
I know they're not in the World Cup, but the West Indies team there is actually quite a strong team.
For the T20s, yeah, not for the ODIs.
No, yeah. I meant T20s. But for the series, for the white ball series as a whole, I thought their team was quite relatively strong. I thought.
I mean, the fact that England made 325 in the first game, the first ODI, and then what should have been winning, for Shea Hope got an unbeaten ton, and Romario Shepherd licked it everywhere.
I mean, they're both of them are good players, to be fair.
They are. But do you remember how much did Sam Curran go for? He went 10 overs and done for 98 or something.
Did he turn up in the end?
I think he might have turned up. He just kept getting whacked over the leg side. England did win the second game though.
Yeah.
Butler finally got runs. Butler got a 50. Jacks got 50, and England chased 202. Curran actually got wickets. He got 3 that game. Third game was a 40-over game. Duckett got 71. England made 206, but Windies chased it comfortably. So Windies won the first two T20s.
Yeah.
And then England won the third T20. Do you remember what happened in the third T20? Yeah.
And
got an
Harry
unbeaten
Brook.
time.
And Harry Brook. Don't forget Harry Brook.
Oh, I wasn't going to forget about Harry Brook. How many balls did he play?
40 odd or
7.
30? No, he got 30. You got 30 odd.
7 balls, 31. Do you know how much England chased?
230 or 220?
223.
220.
So the fourth game, England batted first.
260, I think.
267.
Yeah, 260.
Holt got his second back-to-back 100, or second T20 and back-to-back
ever
100.
do it. Who are the other two?
I think he's the only second player.
Third.
I know there's one is the French Aussie, Gustave Maquillon or whatever.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
And who's the other one?
Riley Rousseau.
Oh, yeah. Was it the one he got in Southampton and then he went to India and got one in his first game?
Yeah, I think it wasn't the same series.
It wasn't the same series, yeah.
But still.
Yeah. But there's nothing beats Gustave Maquillon. Western
He was the
Aussie.
first one to do it, I think.
Yeah, it was. And then Windies.
I'll give the series a 2.
Yeah, because obviously Windies ended up winning. They chased the low
winning the
total
last.
in the final T20.
England battered. To be fair, it got quite close.
I'm surprised you gave it a positive. I gave it a minus.
Really, I thought I quite enjoyed the series.
I mean, I was all right with it until I found out what. Do you remember at the end when Matthew Mott was like, we didn't actually. He just kept going about how we've learned a lot.
Oh, that pissed me off. But
Yeah, that's why I went into minus.
When they started going, oh yeah, we're content with the series. You've lost to a team that didn't qualify for the World Cup. That annoyed me, but the cricket as a whole, I quite enjoyed.
Cricket was alright, but
yeah,
at least
from a cricket standpoint,
at least we know that Salt, Jax, Brook, and Rehan Ahmed are like future set.
Yeah,
and there is some truth in the experience because the T20 World Cup is in the Windies, but half of it's in the USA. So
yeah,
I guess Kieran Pollard has played cricket everywhere, so that's all right. Now that he's what is he, the batting assistant or what's he going to be?
Coaches. He's
all right.
England are just going for vibes in the white ball setup. First they're bringing in Freddie Flintoff. Now they're bringing in Kieran Pollard. I mean,
oh well, at least they're trying. I think, kind of.
Yeah. Anyway,
so do you know what the highest rating was during the year? So if you add up all the ratings of the series,
I don't know,
combined. So if I combine all the ratings, just before the World Cup, we were on 10. And then after the World Cup, we ended up on 4. If I do the -4 for the World Cup and then -2 for the Windies. Yeah. So at the end of the year, England have finished on a rating of 4. Is that how you feel about 2023?
Yeah.
Overall, it was a good year. I feel just the 2 white ball tournaments at the end have put a sour taste to it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the red ball cricket was very good.
But I think just from recency bias aside and the shocking white ball stuff at the end, it was a pretty good year, right?
I'd agree. Yeah.
You can't get away because at the end of the day, the main part of,
I think the main thing of the
summer,
year was the World Cup and they lost it. So
not really, because I think the main part of English cricket is obviously the summer, and that was
the summer was good, but I think in a year with the World Cup, that will be the highlight that people will almost forget about the. No, they won't forget about the Ashes, but it's
an Ashes summer, and like I thought it was one of the.
I think World Cups have a special thing about them, and I think they have a kind of a caliber. They
do, but a good Ashes summer at home in front of all those crowds was. I think just more aside from just the cricket people, I think it extended further into non-cricketing traditions. But oh well.
Yeah, I mean, it was overall half decent year.
Half decent year with a lot of good performances, actually.
Yeah.
So top 10 English performances. Only Englishmen could have performed it anywhere.
Yeah.
So would you like to go first? We'll take one turn each until we get.
Yeah, I haven't got these in particular order.
I mean, we're going to need to get them in a order at some point, but yeah.
Yeah, I've
Well,
gone Jason Roy, 145 not out against Peshawar. I've gone Ben Stokes, 155 in the Lord's Test. Harry Brook, 186 against New Zealand. Daniel Bell Drummond's 300. Rushworth, 7 for 36. Hannon Dalby, 7 for 46. James Porter, 6 for 36. Wood, 5 for 34. And Stokes is 186 against New Zealand.
I've got some of those in there. So I think the one you missed, or the one I had, Crawley's 189 versus Australia. Old Trafford.
I took it out.
Did you?
Mm.
Interesting.
England
Obviously, had Mark.
For me, the way I looked at it, England didn't win the game. It hasn't had as big effect as it could have done on a game of cricket.
So you've got winning games more into it.
But the switch I would go for with it would be the one for Stokes' game, because I think an Ashes game is probably bigger than a bilateral ODI. But because it was the highest ODI score by an Englishman, I thought it should be there.
All right, so I've got obviously the ones you have. I also got Brooks 186 in New Zealand, even though we lost that game.
Did I say that?
Have you got that in there?
Yeah.
But apart from the fact that England lost the game, it was one of the most brutal baseball innings I've seen to date. Yeah. I actually prefer it more than Bairstow's hooking at Trent Bridge.
I don't.
I do, because England were 20 odd for 3, and then
and he's come out and just gone
whacked. There was one ball where obviously it was Neil Wagner bowling his bumper stuff, and he almost backed away to square leg, showed all of his stump, and like twatted him over cow for 6.
Yeah.
I've got to have that in there. There's also Phil Salt's twin tons in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Recently.
Great knocks.
From the Championship, I've got James Root, 221 versus Hampshire at Taunton.
Head of a triple ton.
I'll tell you why. Because the Bell Drummond triple ton, someone else also got 180. It's clearly a flat pitch. Everyone dined out.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from a triple ton, but James Root became youngest Somerset double centurion ever. Do you know what Somerset's score was? 80 for 5 in the first innings. And the next highest score was 88.
I think he is going to be an incredible player.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that soon. But I've got that in. That game was weird because Somerset were 80 for 5, and then the whole tail. Aldrich got 88 at number 7. Best got 50, and Bashir got 44 not out at number 11.
Can he bat?
Apparently so.
No, you.
Dibbly, do you remember this one? Dibbly 140 or 415 balls at Canterbury.
Have you actually put that one in?
Oh, I can't not have that. His strike rate of 33.73. In the same innings, Jamie Smith got 114 from 77.
I remember. Yeah.
You know how much Surrey chased at Canterbury?
500?
501.
Yeah.
Another Surrey innings I've got. Ollie Pope's 122 from 102 balls. This was Surrey Hampshire.
The Oval.
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
Well, yeah, they chased 247 and 55
on the A40.
Well, no, because they were a few runs before that earlier. They didn't get that many, did they?
I don't know.
There's one shot from James Fuller. I think it was James Fuller bowling. Well, you know how like Butler plays a paddle scoop, but he just like uses the pace. This one he fully like shoveled it, and it went halfway up the pavilion at the Oval.
I actually don't remember that shot.
And another honourable mention.
My favourite shot of the year, I think you were there watching it with me, was when Josh Bohannon failed to hit a ball that just was at 35 miles an hour.
The one that bounced twice.
Missed it, yeah.
The double bounce or the slower bouncer?
I think it was the slow bouncer, and then it like just went, and he's gone up to shape to cut it and missed it. I mean, he had an incredible year, to be fair.
It was a rainy day in South London.
Yeah.
So I've also got honourable mentions. Max Holden's 121 of 59 in a losing cause. 'in that T20 blast
against Somerset.
No, Kent. Kent scored 229 at Lords.
Yes.
Do you remember? Were you there for Middlesex Surrey at the Oval when Dan Worrell got 5 for
I wasn't
48?
there, but I watched it.
So I was there.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there. I didn't go to school. I just couldn't be bothered. Glad I was there because Middlesex were 192 for 5 and got bowled out for 207. What? Dan Worrell had no wickets before this. He came on for his last spell. He got 5 for 7. You got Eskenazi, Simpson, Holden, Toby Rowland Jones, and Ethan Bamber.
Fair
And
enough.
it was proper seeds. He nicked off Eskenazi and Simpson, and the ball he bowled to Ethan Bamber, who I know isn't like finest batter ever, but proper
Middlesex think he can bat, which is worrying.
No, but it was just Dan Worrell running in from mid off, bowling massive hooping outswingers, hitting the top of off stump was good to watch.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, let's get to excuse me.
The ranking, or
yeah, let's get to rankings. So, obviously, we're gonna put international innings above an international 100.
Should we do it as a draft? You pick your first pick, I pick my first pick, you pick your second pick, you pick your second pick.
So what? We'll go one each.
Yeah.
And put it in order.
And then do it top 5.
Okay. So my best one, or how about you go first as the guest? Your best innings of 2023.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Stokes 155 Lord's Test.
Fair enough. I can take that out. I'm gonna go. It's got to be an international one, right? Performance. I'm gonna go Mark Woods 5 for 34 at Headingley.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. I got quite a lot of counting it. I'm gonna go Brooks 186 v New Zealand.
All right, let me get this in actually. So first we had what? Stokes 155.
Yeah.
And then I picked Woods 5 for 34. I think that was, aside from the figures alone, the way it just changed the whole.
Yeah, it changed the series.
Reflection of the Ashes was huge.
It changed the series. It's one of the best spells I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is.
I think Stokes. I mean, I know England lost.
Yeah, but anyways, okay.
Yeah.
So and then you got Brooks 186 against New Zealand at Wellington.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go for Stokes 182 versus New Zealand at the Oval. The record-breaking.
Was it 182?
Yeah.
Oh.
He hit the ball for 6, and then he said he remembered the guy on the tannoy, whatever you call it, the microphone saying a record's been broken. And then he got out the next ball, just hit it straight in the air. But
I'm gonna go. I haven't got any more test innings actually, so I guess I'm going Jay Roy's. No, I'm going Daniel Bell Drummond's 300.
All right, so you went DBD.
Yeah.
DBD's triple ton.
Yeah. Was that how many have you done now? 3 for me.
I'm gonna go for we'll have done 3 each after I picked Zach Crawley's 189.
Fair enough. I will go Rushworth. Oh no, I go Jay Roy 145 not out v Peshawar.
Did they win that game?
Yeah, they chased it, didn't they? Chased 240.
Never mind that. They chased 240. Oh yeah, was it one of those?
Turned up, didn't he?
I remember that game. It was one of those games at Rawalpindi where every single game was 240, plays 240. Yeah, that was nuts.
But I think he hit 145 off 60.
Something nuts like that, yeah.
Ridiculous things.
My turn now. We'll have after this. We'll have 2 left. I'm gonna actually go James Roos 221.
Fair enough. My final one will be. I'm gonna go Rushworth 7 for 36.
Who was that against?
Someone in the championship. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me check it. Chris Rushworth.
Can't go wrong with a 7, Phil.
No. Who was it against? It was against. Was it the one against? He got a few against Middlesex.
Everyone gets wickets against Middlesex.
738, I think, actually. If I'm not. Was that the one for Durham though?
Yeah. Anyways, while you're looking at that, I'm going to finish off with.
Actually, I think.
I'm going to finish off with Ollie Pope's 122 from 102 balls.
Oh, for goodness sake!
I mean, it was just the way he did it faster than run a ball, and they chased 250 that quickly. So
yeah.
Anyway,
right.
Quick
Moving
rundown. Quick rundown. Hopefully, I'll get this up on the screen at some point. But Stokes is 155. Archie picked first. Woods 5 for 34 at Headingley. Brooks 186 versus New Zealand at the second test in Wellington. Stokes is 182 also versus New Zealand, but a record-breaking ODI total at the Oval. Daniel Bell Drummond's triple 100 versus Northants, if I'm correct. Crawley's 189 at Manchester at the fourth Ashes test. Jason Roy's 145 in the PSL, chasing 240. James Ruse 221 at Taunton versus Hampshire. Rushworth 7 for 36. And 10th, Ollie Pope's 122 from 102 balls at the Oval. Right. Archie. A good year for England in Test cricket. A very good year.
Joe Root as my player of the year.
Have you? England men's Test player of the year.
Average of 65, 700 runs, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head.
I actually went for Harry Brook.
Of course you did.
I know Joe Root. I know he's the top run scorer.
Yeah, that was my other shout. But he scored 787 runs at an average of 65.58.
Brook got 701 at 51 with 106 50s.
Yeah,
but I think what it was I had to decide between Joe Root, who obviously gets runs all the time, basically pretty much everywhere. But I think what I felt like was every single time Brook made runs, the impact it had was just that little bit more. So obviously his 100 at Wellington from 22 for 2-3 or whatever. His 77 in the run chase at Headingley. And then his 70 odd at the Oval. I felt like every time he got runs for England, it just was a little bit more. That's why I went for him over Root.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Fair enough. I think they're both very close. I think they're both had great years.
So you went for Root and I went for Brook.
Yeah. White ball, I think we may be similar on this one. I've gone Daryl Milan.
England's men's white ball player of the year. There wasn't exactly many people knocking down.
I had two candidates actually.
Who's the other one?
Rash.
Yeah, I saw Rash in there. I was thinking Salt and Jacks of like.
Of late, yeah. But I think
really, apart from Dawid Malan, no one actually did very well in white ball.
Malan almost scored 1,000 runs though. That was the thing that did for me. 995 at 58.
Striking at 98.
Yeah. I mean, Rash took 30 wickets at 26 and ODIs and 14 and at 22 and T20. So, yeah, those are my two options. But I think it's clear.
Milan didn't exactly have much competition.
Fairly clear. Breakthrough player of the year. Who have you gone for? I think we'll agree on this one.
I went international actually. I actually went Gus Atkinson.
Yeah.
He had a very good 100. Got picked for England. Had a pretty solid championship as well.
Didn't play much.
Bowls really quick. I was thinking along the lines of someone who's broken into the England team and done well.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure if that was what I meant to do. I've gone more of a county championship basis.
I mean, either works.
James
could be championship.
The way I looked at James, I think he finished last season well, but he hadn't played a lot of cricket. He came into this year and he scored 1,000 runs at 51.7. I just don't think there's many.
What, as a 19-year-old? Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think that's just as much as he can do. Biggest drop off?
Yeah. Hasib Hamid.
Oh, that's a
Hear this out.
great shout.
Last year,
I've
he
gone
scored
along
one
similar
thousand.
lines.
Last year, he got 1,235 championship runs at 58.
And this year he's averaged 30 odd, hasn't he? 33?
He averaged 28 and got 600 runs. So half the runs and half the average almost. Yeah.
On a similar line, I've gone Ben Compton, scored 1,193 runs at 54. And this year he scored 739 runs at 28. He's gone from being
What did
England's
he do last year?
1,193 at 54.
And this year?
739 at 28.
That's almost identical to Hamid.
Yeah. But Hamid's probably a better shout because Hamid played international cricket for England.
Yeah.
That was a couple of years back, though. Was it a couple of years back?
It was quite a while ago. The dark times.
The last Ashes.
Yeah, as I said, the dark
In
times.
Australia. Yeah. All right.
So let me count this actually. Currently, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 English players in the Big Bash, and 2 more have just signed. Do you know the 13 that are currently playing? Can you name?
I can try.
How many of them can you name?
Joe Clark.
Yep.
Vince Hales.
Vince Hales, yep.
Billings.
Yep.
Crawley.
Yep.
Tom Curran, obviously.
Yep, TC.
Jordan, did I say Jordan?
Yeah, Chris Jordan. There you go. That's another one.
Sam Hain.
Yes.
Although he can also be deemed as an Oz, but he played for England, so I'll do him.
Yeah,
And there's an Essex boy in it. It's an Essex boy.
Paul Walter.
Is Paul Walter playing?
Paul
Critchley, isn't he?
Critchley's not in there, no.
I think he is.
Didn't find his name in there. Is he? He must have been one of the late.
And then Tom Kohler-Cadmore just signed.
And who's the other one that just signed?
Lawrence just signed as well.
And then, yeah, I think you've got almost all of them. The names you missed: David Payne.
Yeah.
Adam Hose.
Yeah.
Liam Dawson.
I'll take it. I've done pretty well.
Did you get Zach Crawley and Laurie Evans?
Didn't get Laurie Evans. I got Zach Crawley.
Yeah. So apart from
Crawley got that 68 not out.
Yeah. Let me go over just the performances of some. They've actually done all right, the English lot. Before we get to the main story, obviously, certain Curran brother. Paul Walter did all right. He got a 3 for against the Renegades. Zach Crawley got, you were talking about, 65 of 46 in an unbeaten 146-run partnership with the skipper Aaron Hardy as the Perth Scorchers chased 172 in just 16 overs.
Jesus.
Chris Jordan, for his batting, actually, got a 50 of how many balls?
Probably, knowing him, probably about 22.
17.
Jesus.
17 ball 50. And Adam Hose is now Adelaide Strikers' main finisher. He got 28 off 9 against the Sydney Thunder as they chased 200. He got 12 off the last over. And now, one more actually. James Vince got 83 of 55 versus the Melbourne Stars. But yeah,
I didn't have a good innings. Sam Hain's had an all right time of it, I think.
No, he hasn't. Hales,
has he not? I thought Sam Hain averaged like 40 odd.
He's done all right, but he hasn't been massive innings. Just been a load of little not out.
No, yeah, he's been quite consistent.
Right, Tom Curran, serious story. So in the actual game, he got 3 wickets.
Yeah, I saw it, and then but he ran up to the bowler. It's everything I've seen this week has been of it.
What actually happened? Do you want to describe it before the game?
Well, as bowlers do, he's marking up his run up, doing a run through, but you're not actually meant to run on the strip. You're meant to run on the strip next to it. And he started running up, and the umpire was stood there telling him to stop, and he just ran at the umpire. I think that pretty much sums it up.
You got banned for 4 games. They appealed it.
Banned for 4 games, and then they tried to appeal it, and it failed. I think 4 games is harsh,
right?
But at the same time, I think he's being an utter idiot.
Anyways, we're getting quite deep into this, so
Yeah.
all we've got left now is breakthrough player and the 2024 schedule, which I'll skim through quickly. All I need you to do is predict the score for every series. So 5 tests in India. What's your prediction?
4-0 India.
Is it? I've gone. I don't think there'll be any draws.
4-1.
It'll be 3-2, which will be a success. If we manage to win 2
Yeah, I
games,
agree.
it'll be a massive success.
I think we might
Even
win
if we win one, even one win, I think that'd be quite successful.
Yeah.
But I don't see any draws happening. It'll either be 4-1 India or 3-2.
Yeah.
4 T20s at home versus Pakistan in May.
4 T20s at home, 3-1.
I've gone 2-2 draw. I think both sides have been off it in the white ball stuff, but they've got enough talent and quality that
I think England at home will slightly edge it.
I think a draw would be all right, but England should win at home.
I
If
think
they
it should be
lose,
I think it'll be 3-1 England.
yeah,
England
3-1 or 2-2. 2-2 would be a success for Pakistan.
Yeah.
The World Cup in June. How far do you think England would make it? How far?
T20.
Yeah, World Cup in June. West Indies, USA.
What's the structure? Is it the same as before?
I'm not sure. I think it's slightly different, but I've just gone England being the country it is, I'm expecting knockouts.
England will make it to the knockouts. They won't win.
A semi-final would be a success, I think.
No, I think a final would be a success.
You think so? I think even a semi would be a success, considering how bad we've been recently.
Yeah, but we're also still reigning champions a year ago.
Fair enough.
I think we're stronger at T20 than we are at ODIs, just because of the amount and the volume which we play of T20 cricket. So I think that would be the only successful option.
Fair enough. And then on to the home test summer.
Yeah.
3 tests versus the Windies in July.
3-0.
Yeah, I've gone 3-0 as well. I just don't see. Oh goodness,
I don't know where they're going to get I don't know where they're going to get the runs from.
It's not like the white ball side.
Kemar Roach will have a half decent time. I'll take 10, 15 wickets of 12, but everyone else will just be lackluster.
Apart from the white ball side, is understandable because they have specific quality, but in the red ball windy side, I just don't see where they're going to get any wins.
The problem with them is the talent is there, but they don't have the infrastructure to harbour the talent to be as competitive as they could be.
Once we get into Windies cricket, we'll be there for ages. But
yeah.
And then the next 3 tests in August, Sri Lanka.
3. How many is it? 3.
3.
3-0.
I've gone 2-0. One game, Sri Lanka will play well. The rain will come.
Angelo Matthews scores a double ton and South Sri Lanka hold on for the draw on the final.
Yeah, day. I think Sri Lanka will play one good game. The rain will come and save them, but England will win the other 2.
Yeah, I just think 3-0 England.
Looking at these tests, looking at these 6 home tests against Windies and Sri Lanka.
Rubbish summer, to be fair.
I wouldn't say rubbish summer, but it's not exactly high octane, is it?
No, it's not the New Zealand, South Africa summer and the Australia summer that we've had in recent years.
If England don't win 5 out of the 6 tests, it'll be quite a disappointment.
Yeah, and I think, I agree.
Then it's a home white ball series versus the Aussies in September.
5.
Do you remember the last time Australia played an ODI?
What is it? ODI? How many ODIs and how many T20s?
5.
5 for both?
No. 3 T20s, 5 ODIs.
I think 3-2 ODIs.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've gone for a 3-2 loss in the ODIs.
3-2 win, 2-1 win.
I've gone the exact same, but a loss in both. 2-1 loss and 3-2 loss.
I don't think we'll lose both series.
I think we might win the T20.
I think we'll definitely win the T20s. I'm being arrogant and I'm saying we're going to win the ODIs. I don't think we will, but I think if we lose that series badly, I think that that will be the end of Joss Buttler.
Fair enough. I think a 2-1 and 3-2 either way, I wouldn't mind whether England win or Aussies because it's like the 2 obviously bigger sides. But I think even getting close to the Aussies nowadays is pretty good.
Yeah,
and honestly, winning any kind of series against Australia is a success. But apart from being drubbed 4-0, 4-1 or 3-0 in the T20s, it should be all right.
Yeah. Next up. 3
away tests in Pakistan in October.
Again, get in 2-1.
Yeah, I've gone 2-1 as well. I think.
Actually, I'm changing that. I'm going to change that 2-0 There's going
I
to be
don't
a
think there'll be
flat
a draw.
deck somewhere, and South Shakil's going to score 100 or 500 to secure the draw.
I don't think so. I think Pakistan hopefully should have learned by that. They'll make one of the games. They'll make a really spicy Bunsen burner, and it'll basically be like a toss of a coin at that
Yeah.
point. Pakistan will sneak one test, but England should baseball the other two and win
Yeah,
pretty well.
yeah. 2-1, 2-1, 2-0.
And then guess what?
2-1,
England,
2-1.
another white ball tour at the end of the year. The Windies
Again.
again. Yeah, I know. It's just a repeat of last year.
What is it?
3 ODIs and
2-1 Windies.
yeah, and the T20 series is the same 3.
2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1.
Win or loss.
Windies win ODIs, England win T20s.
I've gone the other way around. England win ODIs, Windies win T20s. I think Windies are stronger in T20s.
Windies are stronger T20, but England is stronger T20 too. Anyway,
I'm not really too fussed about that.
schedule done.
Not really. There's one left.
So still one left.
3 away test Kiwis in December.
2-1 win. 2-1 England.
Do you know what? I've gone rogue. Well, not as rogue, but I think 3-0 England.
Oh no.
I think this New Zealand
They're
side
too
is really
good. No, they're too good to win it 3-0.
the Kiwi side are really coming to an end. Unless they play Ravindra and he gets a bunch of runs, but I think 2-1 is more realistic. But if England go 3-0, I think the Kiwis might have like a. They don't do massive overhauls, but something close to that.
The thing is, right? I look at that top 4 of Kiwis. It's still Conway
Mitchell,
averages 50,
yeah.
Latham averages 40, Williamson averages 52, Mitchell averages nearly 60, Blundell averages 40. Ravindra, bringing Ravindra to that team, that's a great top 6.
Actually, now that you put it that way,
I forgot Henry Nichols' average of 39. I think now.
I saw somewhere the other day someone said Henry Nichols is the most underwhelming good cricketer ever.
Yeah, he is. No, I think he's very underrated.
I'll tell you why. I think it's because he basically scores all of his runs while people in England are asleep.
Yeah.
So no one ever remembers anything.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever remember a Henry Nichols massive 100?
I remember he got one against Bangladesh.
There you go. Bangladesh and the West Indies
at
home.
It was at home because I used to love the commentary on the Kiwis. The Kiwis.
Yeah. The Sky New Zealand or whatever. Yeah.
Till like 1 a.m. watching them bat. But only when they bat. I wouldn't watch them bowl. And then even with that bowling attack, I mean, if Trent Boult plays, which I think
if he can be bothered, yeah,
a home good series, I think Boult will play. Southey's very good there. Ravindra is a decent second spinner if they play Ajaz Patel. Neil Wagner's Neil Wagner. Matt Henry has never done as well as he should in Test cricket. Whether you see that is questionable, I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Actually, now that you're reeling off all the names, I do think New Zealand could actually do quite well in it.
I think their team, for me, that team just goes under the radar so much. I think it would be.
I think I'm guilty of that. I predicted 3-0 England, but
is that it for the schedule?
Yeah, that's 2024 done, and all we've got to do is now.
How many tests is it overall?
I think England play something crazy like 17 tests. So play 5, then 6 at home, 11, and then another 6 away. 17 tests.
That is a great year. I love Test cricket.
Oh yeah.
So, Huz, will you be waking up with me at 4 a.m. to watch all of the India tour?
Probably get to a second test, and I'll just not sacrifice my sleep.
I'll just wake up at 5.
So, who do you actually think will be the best or the big breakthrough player in 2024? Then, who's your shout?
I again went county. I think I said Noah Thane.
Fair enough. Breaking into that Essex side, huh?
Breaking into that Essex side. He's done well for the under-19s, and I think he's done well in List A cricket. I think he's a serious talent.
Yes, he's pretty good.
He makes me feel useless.
I know. He hit me in the grill once.
He bowls well.
I imagine him for 6.
Yeah.
Anyways, he did get me out. So anyway, he's pretty quick. Hits the ball hard. Big lad. Bats, bowls, just pretty good in general.
Just cricketer.
I actually went more on the England theme this time. I think John Turner might break into the England side.
I was tempted with him. But the thing with it was for me is if he hasn't played, why is he going to break through?
I'll tell you why he might break through
What I would
next year.
love is I would love Sam Cook to break through into the England setup.
I don't think so.
I've been a big fan. No, but the way I see it, right? Jimmy, how many more years has he got? I know we've been saying this for years, but I think Cook is arguably the next great England Test bowler. He's taken 200 or so wickets at an average of 19.
Yeah, but then again, remember, Brendan McCullum, Ben Stokes, and Rob Key don't actually care about the championship.
They actually don't.
They don't. That's why I went for John Turner, because there's 6 home tests against Sri Lanka and the Windies. At one point, he'll get a go in some of them against slightly lesser opposition.
I don't think he'll play Test cricket. I think he'll play white ball cricket. I don't think he'll play Test cricket.
I think he might actually get a test in.
No.
Don't think so. He bowls pretty quick, apparently.
He's good. I watched it. He plays for Exeter Uni.
Yeah, I know.
You might be facing out to him.
I'm not looking forward to that.
That's going to be hilarious.
Well, my middle stump in a different
He just made his Test match debut. He rocks up at Exeter Uni, and you're facing up and just knocks you in the grill, then knocks you over second ball.
I'll probably be standing next to square leg umpire by then, anyways. So
Yeah.
it'll be all right.
Yeah. And your biggest drop off?
I've already done that, haven't I? Nasib Hamid.
No, next year.
Oh, what? Who do I think will drop off from the England side?
Yeah, who's going to be there?
I haven't even gone on for that. I don't like thinking about that. Don't want Theo to be bad.
Biggest drop off?
Who did you go for? I don't like thinking about people dropping off.
Robinson.
Ollie. Ollie, the England fast bowler.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to maintain that average.
Why? Fitness?
Fitness. I don't think he cares enough.
That's interesting, but what makes you think that?
If he can't be asked to get fit, does he really care about his England place? And I think after a while, Stokes will just go, realistically, you're bowling me 5 overs a game. You haven't decided to get fit enough and work for me as a team. You do not give in to our mentality. We will drop you.
There's one, actually. Ben Stokes, will he make it to the end of the year in in one piece?
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, he's been like this for the last 5 years. I also said another possible player who I think might play for England, unlikely, I would like him to, is Josh Bohannon.
Unlikely, though.
I think he was the highest run scorer in the championship last year, over 1,000 runs at an average of 57.
But then again, the championship doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. But if he can break into that England team, I think he'd cement either the spot of opening or batting a 3. And there is a gap in the market, because Pope isn't. He has his injury concerns. He has his problems with
shoulder issues. Yeah,
with his shoulder. If there is a moment where Josh Bohannon gets in, Josh Bohannon scores 5 tons or whatever he does, they'll keep him in the team. And I think he's an exciting player. Technically very good. I like him a lot as a batter. Very small as well, which makes me feel happy. So yeah, it's one of those. But yeah.
Fair enough. We've done a seriously long session here.
Yeah,
We've been digging in like Dom Sibley. Just an hour and 40. That's like a whole footy game plus.
I've got out 7 times in that period.
Yeah, it's properly into like what, penalties now?
Yeah.
God knows. Anyways,
no, of course not. You're into first half and second half. Oh, first half of extra time. Hour and a half,
as it is nowadays. We edit 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, true.
100 minutes of football. Anyways, I'll probably see you in a couple of weeks' time for the under-19 stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll see the rest of you tomorrow. If this should come out in the new year, I'll see the rest of you tomorrow with Lucas for the international roundup. Yeah, but until then, see you later.
See ya.